So today I am doing the first, last, and always tarot tag. And I know I'm doing a lot of tarot tags, but it's Veda, and I need to fill in my time somehow. And they keep making tarot tags, so we're doing tarot tags. So my first deck was the Rider-Waite-Smith, the one with the backs that look like this, that came in the box that looks like this. And I bought that on Amazon.com along with this book. And I sat on the floor of my apartment in New York City and taught myself how to read tarot. I have an interesting relationship with this deck in the sense that I don't use it a whole lot on a day-to-day basis, but it is the deck that travels with me everywhere. It is always in my purse. If you want a reading from me and I'm out and about, that is the deck I'm going to use. But on the day-to-day, it lives in my purse, so I don't really use it at home much. The latest deck to enter my collection is Tarot of the Bones. This was a deck that I funded on Indiegogo about 2 years ago, and unfortunately I don't super love it. My main issue with it is kind of borders and fonts. I find that like the very core part of the image on these cards is beautiful and great, but the kind of background border on a lot of the cards tends to detract from the main image of the card. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. And also, too, with some of the cards, the color of the font to describe the card is not terribly legible on with the background. Like, there's not a whole lot of contrast. So, like, for example, like with the Fool, it's kind of hard to read that it's the Fool. With the Six of Wands, it's kind of hard to read that it's the Six of Wands. There isn't a cohesive anything to the backgrounds of these cards. Like there's blue ones and straw ones and feathers and kind of I don't know what that is. Like basket weave, wood, the brown one. And there's black ones too. Actually, the black cards seem to be my favorites. Like the Three of Swords I like, and the Moon I really like, and Death I really like. Like, so there are absolutely gorgeous pictures of flat lays of these bones. And the creator of this deck started her funding at the very, very beginning before she had created all of the cards. So that's kind of an inherent risk of funding something that is so early on in the creative process. Is a lot of things change over the creative process. So her initial vision and her mock-up card that she shared ended up not being a whole lot like what the end product was, and that was a little disappointing on my end. But it's also a risk that you take when you decide to fund a project that's really, really early on. And I think the takeaway from it for me is I need to pay attention in the future to where in the process they're asking for funding. I think it's much more appropriate to ask for funding after all of your images are created and you can show people what the deck is going to look like and you're asking for funding to print. That said, I don't think I got burned at all. She was really great about updating everyone with how things were going. She sent pictures of what would eventually become the deck while she was working on it. So there was a lot of transparency there, which was good, especially since it took her 2 years to complete the deck. And I feel good about the fact that, like, I helped fund somebody's dream project, and unfortunately, like, I didn't love it, and that's kind of the risk you take. But moving on to the Always deck. My Always deck is the Fountain Tarot, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I get good readings with it. That's upside down. I think the paintings are just so pretty. And I know, like, this deck has been shown like 50 bajillion times. But I'm just gonna show you some cards. And the Two of Cups is so pretty. And I have a lot of decks that I love, and I really don't like to pick favorites because for the most part, when I choose which deck I'm going to read with, it's a very intuitive process. But more often than not, I find myself grabbing for the Fountain Tarot. So that is the clear choice for the Always deck for me. So that was my first, my last, and my always. Let me know if you also did the tag down below. And have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!